CM Punk is still the best in the world, and last night he proved it. Woo! What a promo! Halfway through that promo, I had goosebumps all over my body. I remember when CM Punk put John Cena through that table and sat down cross-legged on that stage and delivered his initial pipe bomb promo. Last night, as soon as the show started, the first thing I wrote down, Punk's all business, he took the pipe bomb position. And man, I was completely right. That was my favorite promo in years from CM Punk. Maybe since the MJF feud. That was the CM Punk who is my favorite wrestler. I had been a little critical of Punk early in his time back in WWE because it really felt like the happy to be there guy. CM Punk does his best work when he is fighting the man, when he is Punk. And last night was the best CM Punk has been in a long time. It felt like the promo. It felt like CM Punk backed into a corner, which is when he is at his best. The promo obviously leaned all the way into the current drama behind the scenes with TKO. So on Friday, Triple H sent out Cody to cut a promo on TKO, and then tonight he sent out Punk to cut a promo on TKO. I love it, y'all. I really love it. I've seen some wrestling thumbnails and some articles come out saying, is this too real? Are they blurring the lines too much? Go to hell. Like, what are you talking about? Is it too much? Fans always say they want the real stuff. And this is it. This is real. This is the same energy when The Rock got shoved in the main event ahead of Cody and the crowd revolted. And Triple H and Cody were clearly working against The Rock and TKO. This is that same exact energy. WrestleMania 40 was the last time WWE was unquestionably great. And they are doing things that worked then, now. And I think they are finding themselves again. Smackdown is still a worse show, but thankfully, we're here talking about the A show. So this promo, y'all, it was excellent. He talks about how Roman is not here again, how the crowd can chant all that they want, but it won't make him show up. He says that he himself does plenty of TV and movies and never misses a date, but Roman uses it to miss time nonstop. He says you show up late, you leave early, you act like The Rock, but at least The Rock is a Hollywood star, or was a Hollywood star, and the crowd lost it for that line. Also, the Houston crowd amplified this promo even more than Punk did. Like, Punk dropped a great promo, but a great promo to a dead crowd doesn't do a lot. That Houston crowd was all in, baby. They kept raising their level of excitement as Punk continued to go off. And then he says, you're just a buck-toothed Nepo baby who ate dog food for a weird old man. That old man who treated me like a dog. But I had fuck you money, so I left. If that were the exclamation point of the promo, it would have been great. But we're still building. He says, I'll stand on the bridge and blow it up because, bitch, I can swim. So he's called out The Rock. He's called out Vince. He's called out Roman. He's called out Roman for, it's funny, the dog food thing was something that made Roman genuinely consider retiring. He was not going to return to wrestling after that if he wasn't allowed to do the tribal chief character. And he allowed himself to be covered in dog food. The way Punk took his ball and went home, Roman could have too. And then it really pops off when he goes at Pat McAfee. He didn't say McAfee, he said McAfee. And he tells him to call his agent and tell him to lower ticket prices. Y'all, when I say I jumped out of my chair in my apartment and was losing my mind alone in my apartment when he said that, I have goosebumps talking about it again. When did you think you would have a WWE superstar advocating for the ticket prices to be lowered? This is becoming WWE versus TKO, and I love it, because it's real. You can feel TKO overreaching. You can feel that jackass Ari Emanuel getting over-involved, forcing McAfee into the stories. I think this is great. And where certain wrestling outlets are going to tell you this is all too real, fuck that. This is awesome. This is the best stuff happening in wrestling right now. This was promo of the year, CM Punk reminding y'all that he is CM motherfucking Punk. Ooh! Man, I could do a whole video just talking about that promo. So then we get Speed, Danhausen, and Pierce backstage. Speed is still doing the reluctant thing. We've got Knight versus Theory. All of this was solid. I like what they're doing with Danhausen and Speed. But, for the love of God, we need a draft after WrestleMania, because the Vision and LA Knight and Jey Uso have been feuding for like 8 months now. So, hopefully, at the end of this feud at Mania, we go somewhere else with it. Also, I don't think WWE really has enough tag teams to justify having 2 tag divisions. I would love to see Austin Theory and Logan Paul present Speed with a title that matches theirs, but it says trio instead of tag, and they're now the trios champions. You don't need 2 tag divisions. You don't have 2 tag divisions. So why not just make this a trio and make trios tags? I think it could work. I think the Vision should become like an influencer thing. Like, get Jake Paul in there. Get BDE in there. Get KSI. Do that. Make it interesting. I hate Logan Paul, but on screen, Logan in Theory I like and want to see more for. I like what they're doing with Speed. I assume it's going to lead to him just going full heel at some point. So, make them trios champs. Apparently, a neighbor is working on a motorcycle today. So we've got the Vision and Speed versus the Usos and LA Knight confirmed for Mania. That should be solid. It's going to be fun to see Speed wrestle. Now, look, I will admit I don't love all the celebrities being involved, but go back to WrestleMania 1, 2, and 3. There were always celebrities involved, so I don't hate them showing up for Mania. The only one that's really bothering me this year is Jelly Roll. But then we get to Finn versus JD. There's no match because Dom attacks Finn during his entrance. This is a good beatdown. I think it did more than the match would have done. Also, I think Finn and JD might be a match you can hold off for like not a main event, but like an IC title feud or something because of the amount of history they have. Then we had AJ Lee and Michael Cole, but Becky interrupts, shoos Michael Cole away, and they have a grounded backstage promo, and I liked this. I'm really excited for this match. I'll say I hope they add like a I quit stipulation or a submission stipulation, but I'm really excited for these two. This is a dream match. Their first match was solid, and I feel like this will be even better. Then we had Bayley versus Lash. So I think this is so important for young superstars to have solo matches with wrestlers like Bayley. All of the women in the tag division, it's a good thing, but sometimes being in the ring with a Hall of Famer in a one-on-one setting is really valuable. I thought that before all the overbooking stuff started, this was a really fun match. I liked seeing Bayley. It's just fun watching veterans and younger stars work, and I feel like there's more to be gained in the solo setting than in the tag setting. So I love this. What happened at the end? I didn't even write down who won. Oh, I think Bayley did. I think there was a distraction and Lyra held down Lash's leg so she couldn't kick out. But this was solid. I think they could have a really fun match if they ever feuded for a title. So I would love to see more from them in the future. Then we've got Danhausen. Comes out. He went to the WWE warehouse, stole himself a Slammy. So now he is presenting and thanking himself for the Slammy. He thanks Cold Stone Steve Austin. He thanks Corey Rhodes, Triple Helmsley, and the shirt cannon. He's cranking it the wrong way, and you hear somebody yell, "Wrong way!" And he goes, "Ow!" And he starts cranking it the other way, and they fly, and it was really funny. I love Danhausen. Then we get Seth, and man, again, I have to point out, Houston was an excellent crowd last night. Them singing Seth's song at the beginning. Also, I really love Seth being in all black and not doing the Joker stuff he was doing. I like kind of grounded Seth. This is really good. He wants to take back his title and he wants to kill the Vision. And then Gunther attacks. They're pretty quickly split up, but it was a really good exchange. I thought that Seth being ready for Gunther to attack was cool. I think this might be the best match of WrestleMania weekend. I think it's going to be a great match. And Gunther meets Heyman when they get to the back, and you come to realize that this wasn't planned. But Heyman appreciates it nonetheless, and Gunther says, "This is personal for me and Seth," but Seth just doesn't know why yet. So I'm assuming we'll get that from Gunther next week. And then Paul Heyman says that he owes Gunther one, and Gunther says, "You owe me a lot more than a thank you." And then Michael Cole, I believe, said, "What happened last time Paul Heyman owed somebody a favor?" So that'll probably come back in a big way. Then we get a Stephanie promo. Good stuff. I'm really excited for Liv and Stephanie. It's probably one of my 2 or 3 most exciting matches going into Mania. Then we get Pentadragon and Javon versus Los Americanos. This was one of those 8-minute TV matches where they just go crazy. This was a lot of fun, a lot of high-flying stuff. The Mexican Destroyer on the apron, then the cutter. Fun match. Rey Mysterio is back, and he is in the ladder match. Funny that he's all good to return now that it's Seth and Gunther. There were those rumors that Rey didn't want to work with Gunther because he didn't want to be retired. And now that the week after he got set up with Seth, he's back. I see you, Rey, and I respect you. Then we've got... So they tease the Brock and Oba contract signing, but that doesn't happen for another 15 minutes. We've got an excellent Asuka video package. This is why Asuka's my favorite women's wrestler of all time. She can do sincere and genuine and earnest. She can do manipulative. This was just such an excellent promo. Her makeup looked incredible. And Asuka's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Asuka's the shit. And Asuka versus Io is gonna go crazy. Then we get Rio versus Michin and B-Fab. Again, Rhea's maybe the most over person on the card. It's genuinely crazy. It's either her or Punk, I think. Io's up there as well. Io gets a true superstar reaction from the audiences. I think the post-match segment was one of the best segments between Jade and Rhea so far, where Michin and B-Fab held down Rhea while Jade beat down Io. I think adding Io to this feud has added a lot. I think the promos and the feud in general has just been better since her involvement. And it gives Rhea a little bit something more to be vulnerable about. Rhea had really been doing the hard-ass thing. These two kind of felt like two people that didn't want to be working together rather than heated rivals. So I thought this was a really good segment. Then we get a Finn backstage segment addressing JD and Dom about jumping him earlier, and it becomes clear that the demon is coming back. Then right after that, we go to the Judgment Day backstage, and then Stephanie attacks. And again, Liv had this huge knot on her forehead. This might be the best feud going into Mania. It's like Punk Roman, I'm probably more excited for after the pipe bomb, but if you took out that pipe bomb, it might be Liv and Stephanie I'm most excited for. And then the main event segment, Triple H comes out with Adam Pearce for the contract signing. I thought it was weird why it ended early. I don't know if that was a Netflix thing. But, sorry. The weather changing like it has lately. My allergies are crazy. But this was solid. Triple H needing to be there to feel like he could get it to the end of the segment, but then Brock just attacks anyway. This was effective. This is another one of those really well-built matches heading into Mania. And Raw continues to be the flagship show for WWE. So, guys, I continue to enjoy Raw. I continue to enjoy the way they're building up most of these feuds. Rhea and Jade had their best segment tonight coming over to Raw. So, I'm excited heading into Mania season. They announced the Day 1 and Day 2 card. I might do a video reacting to that. But let me know what you thought of Monday Night Raw, guys. I thought this was a really good show, a show worthy of Mania season. Let me know what you thought down below. Thank you for watching. If you're still here, hit like, comment down below. The Goose is out. Hey!